Hi everybody, welcome back. Mike McConville here, Stratford, Ontario, Canada for StringTechWorkstations. We have a 1961 ES125T that's in for a few different things. Well, this guitar, when we plugged it in when Bill was here, all it did was hum and buzz. After hauling out that harness, anyone who's worked on any type of semi-hollow body guitar can appreciate this. After getting the harness out, we realized that this was what was hooked up to the input jack. Okay, and the ground wire wasn't even attached. So we'll revert back now to the original braided wire, standard Gibson wire. This is the wire that should be on there instead of this sort of rubber coated stuff. I don't know what the story was there, but anyways, we're going to switch it back to original. The other thing is, you can see that this is starting to crack. We're going to put a cross-grain coat veneer on the inside before this gets any worse. Okay, we have spliced some proper braided Gibson cable onto the other braided cable. We're not quite ready to reinstall that input jack yet. For those of you who followed that B-band control panel installation when I swapped over from right-handed to left-handed, you'll know where we're going with this. So what I have here is I've got just a tongue depressor. That hole is drilled through the tongue depressor. To prevent the glue from sticking to the tongue depressor, we've got that thin layer of plastic. We've got our hide glue heated up, and we've got a piece, a 1/4-20 rod. I'm going to bring you in a little closer here so you can see where we're going. We have that 1/4-20 rod stuck through the hole that receives the input jack. We're going to feed that up through the F hole and put our little patch in place. We just soak down that cross-grain koa patch. We'll feed this onto the 1/4-20 rod. I'm going to move fairly quickly here. We'll put that nut on the end. Let's see if we can feed that into place. Okay. And that, let's snug that right in tight. It's pulled that crack right flush too. Beautiful. So we'll give that a chance to set up. We located that bridge. Somebody had put some two-sided tape on there. I get where they're coming from, but I like the bridge to float. I'll be making a indexing gauge. Bill will be able to use this and locate the bridge. Even if he decides to change strings, he'll still be able to locate the bridge. Don't really agree with fixing the bridge permanently to the top. I prefer it to float. The other thing was, it's not just they fixed the bridge, but they fixed the bridge so that the first string was like running right off the neck and the strings were not lined up with the pickups. Now they are. We did that input jack that you saw earlier in the video. And now it's good to go. Very thin body, thus the 125T, 1961. I've just kind of recorded a thing in G, I guess. versatile guitar, super easy to play, very thin neck as well. Bridge pickup, volume backed off. Both pickups. Need to point out a couple of things about lining up the intonation with 10 to 46 strings with this sculpted bridge. So there's my locator plate. It's just a chip of mahogany that goes in like so, and it just goes to the edge of the bridge. You push it up tight against the pickup. That's as close as the intonation will ever get. So we let the bridge float, which means that at any time in the future, if you decided to change strings, that bridge could be adjusted accordingly. Right now we've got the 10 to 46 concert pitch with a plain third. Okay, let me zoom in and explain something here. You've all seen enough guitar bridges to know that with a typical Les Paul, Strat, Tele, whatever, your first string is further ahead, the B string goes back, and the G string goes back even further. But this is a 1961 guitar. The plain third was still kind of a rarity in 1961. Most third strings were wound at that time. So this bridge has been sculpted for a wound third string. So this string will always be out a little bit, unless I fabricate a new cap for this bridge. And I'll bring that up with Bill tomorrow. So easy enough for him to just hang on to that original bridge, and we'll just make a new one that intonates perfectly with a plain third. I just needed to point that out.